Whether you're approaching or have already reached this milestone, these insights can help you redefine your life, shed what no longer serves you, and focus on what truly matters. Stay with me through the end to learn practical steps that can inspire your transformation and guide you toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Have you ever wondered what it truly means to live a fulfilling life after turning 70? In this video, I'll share the 11 powerful things I let go of to transform my journey into one filled with peace, joy, and renewed purpose. Happy chapter of life. If you haven't subscribed, I suggest doing so and turning on the bell notification so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. If you like this video, please like and share it to help me spread the important lessons. If you like the topic of this video, please leave a comment. If not, please leave a comment of 0 to let me know how I can improve and create better videos for you. Now, let's start with the 11 things I let go of after turning 70. Another birthday marked a significant turning point in my life, a milestone that prompted me to think carefully about my path and what was important going forward. As I entered this new chapter, I came to the realization that life wasn't just about growing older, rather, it was about a beautiful transformation. It was a time to let go of old habits, mindsets, and patterns that no longer served me, things I had held onto for far too long, and in doing so, I discovered something genuinely priceless: peace, joy, and an unwavering sense of purpose. This wasn't an easy process, though. The results were nothing short of miraculous. My heart felt lighter, my days brighter, and my purpose more clear than ever before. As I embraced this new phase of life, I realized how much baggage I had been carrying in unnecessary weight that clouded my happiness and limited my freedom. I decided to let go in order to release what was preventing me from living the life I had always dreamed of but was too afraid to claim. I discovered that true freedom comes when we stop holding on to the past and open ourselves to the limitless possibilities the future holds, regardless of our age. For me, reaching 70 was a gateway to rediscovering the essence of who I am, a person deserving of joy, tranquility, and fulfillment. It was about shedding the layers that prevented me from living fully. I no longer wanted to be bound by outdated beliefs, the fear of judgment, or the constant pressure to live up to others' expectations. This journey of letting go wasn't just an act of decluttering my life, it was a powerful reclaiming of my spirit that allowed me to embrace the richness of every single day, free from the burdens that had weighed me down. I let go, and in doing so, I am locked in a life filled with more peace, joy, and love than I ever imagined possible. What I found in return was the extraordinary gift of living authentically with more gratitude and purpose than I ever thought possible. In my younger years, I was caught up in a never-ending cycle of business, constantly trying to climb higher, achieve more, and secure my place in the world. I believe that the key to success is working non-stop, juggling projects, and being constantly on the go. It felt like if I wasn't busy, I was falling behind. The corporate grind became my norm, and I measured my worth by how much I accomplished, but as I crossed the age of 70, something inside of me changed, and I started to realize that all the hustle and late. The truth hit me hard: I wasn't living, I'd been working out of habit, not passion or purpose, and that realization changed everything. I started to ask myself, why am I doing this? And what is the real reason behind my constant busyness if a project or task didn't align with my core values or bring me joy? If you're still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please leave a comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Closer to my personal goals, I allowed myself to take a step back. It felt so good to let go of a burden I didn't know I had been carrying for decades. I was able to rediscover the joy of living in the moment and stop equating success with business. Instead, I discovered that true wealth is found in spending time with the people I love, engaging in hobbies that truly make me happy, and taking those quiet moments of rest and reflection that are frequently overlooked every day. What would it feel like to take a step back and let go of the constant urge to be productive? Imagine living a life where all you work on are things that bring you joy or serve a higher purpose. Would you feel more fulfilled? For me, the answer was a resounding yes. By letting go of unnecessary business, I've opened the door to a more balanced, peaceful, and purposeful life of purpose. My day feels more intentional now that I'm more grounded in what matters to me. Have you ever felt like you're just working out of habit, constantly chasing the next thing without even knowing why? Life where I'm finally free to stop mindless spending after years of being caught in a vicious cycle of mindless spending, I didn't even realize the toll it was taking on me. I was constantly receiving messages telling me to buy more things to have more things that promised me happiness and fulfillment, and I fell for it. I stocked my home with gadgets, clothes, and trinkets that I thought would make me happy, but the joy they brought left me quickly. As I've gotten older, I've come to the powerful realization that material possessions rarely provide lasting satisfaction. All of the things I bought in the hopes of feeling fulfilled didn't really matter. I realized that the true wealth in life isn't found in things but in experiences, relationships, and moments that enrich my soul. As a result, I made the conscious decision to stop mindless spending and start spending with intention. Now, I only buy when I feel fulfilled. This change has been transformative. It's not just about saving money, though that has been a nice benefit, but about refocusing my attention from materialism to the things that truly bring me joy. I no longer feel the need to shop impulsively to fill an emotional void with things I don't need, instead appreciating the beauty in what I already have and the simplicity of life. Things that genuinely add value to my life can be anything from an enriching experience like traveling to a new place to something as simple as reading a book that broadens my mind. And the profound sense of fulfillment that arises from concentrating on the non-material aspects of life that are important. Have you ever made an impulsive purchase only to later feel a deep sense of regret? How would your life change if you stopped doing that? How would you feel if you began to spend intentionally only on things that made you happy or had a purpose? For me, it has brought a sense of peace I never knew I needed. More freedom, more clarity, and more room to enjoy the. When I was younger, I used to let the smallest conveniences throw me off balance. Whether it was traffic jams, petty arguments, or a last-minute change in plans, I would let these small irritations fester inside me, slowly building into a wave of stress that followed me everywhere. Letting go of mindless spending has been one of the most liberating decisions of my life, and it's a change I wish I had made sooner because it was exhausting to constantly be on edge about things. That didn't matter at all in retrospect. This low-grade anxiety sapped my energy and prevented me from enjoying the simple act of being present. However, when I turned 70, something changed inside of me. I started asking myself a straightforward but impactful question: will this matter in a year? Almost always, the answer was a resounding no, and then I began to let go of the little things that had previously consumed me. It was as though a burden that I had carried for decades had been lifted. Focusing on what I can control and letting go of what I can't has allowed me to approach life with a calmer, more grounded perspective. I've learned that life is full of imperfections, uncertainties, and messy moments, and that's okay. There's beauty in the chaos. Without even realizing it, I found a sense of peace and clarity that had been missing for so long. Traffic jams, arguments, and appointments that don't go as planned aren't worth the energy. And by accepting it, I've found a deeper sense of peace than I ever imagined possible. Just think of how your life could be if you stopped worrying about things that are out of your control. How much lighter would you feel if you let go of those little, unimportant stresses that take up so much of your thoughts? What's one small thing that has been bothering you lately that, when you think about it, doesn't matter in the big picture? Could you let it go? Would it make your day more peaceful? For the majority of my life, I was caught in the trap of continuously trying to please others, whether it was family, friends, or coworkers. I wore my selflessness like a badge of honor, believing that putting myself last. However, stressing over the little things has been nothing short of transformative. It has allowed me to focus on what really matters and has made my days so much more enjoyable. Peace isn't found in a life free of problems, but rather in how we respond to them. Made me a better person in some way, but in reality, it left me feeling exhausted, disconnected, and drained. I had given up so much of my energy that I had nothing left, and it wasn't until I turned 70 that I finally understood something crucial. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary in a society where we are conditioned to put everyone else first. I had to unlearn the notion that taking care of myself meant putting others last. It was a difficult change to make, but it was also immensely freeing. Whether it was meditation, a peaceful walk in the outdoors, or enjoying a cup of tea while losing myself in a good book, I started taking care of my mind and spirit by practicing gratitude and treating myself with the same kindness that I so freely offered others. This newfound dedication to self-care completely changed my life. It was like filling a long-drained well. I discovered that when I took care of my own needs, I had so much more patience, love, and energy to give to others instead of feeling guilty. It's easy to get into the habit of thinking that taking care of yourself is selfish, but in reality, it's the most loving thing you can do. Imagine how much more you could give to the people you care about if you made self-care a priority. What would happen if you set aside time just for yourself? How would your life change if you made self-care a priority? I wasn't resentful or exhausted. Instead, I was present, engaged, and able to give from a place of fullness rather than depletion. Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. By embracing it, I've found a deeper sense of peace, balance, and joy in my life. For the majority of my life, I was the person who said yes to everything, including going to social events. For me, prioritizing self-care has been nothing short of transformative. It has allowed me to show up more fully for myself and the people I love. Additionally, it serves as a daily reminder that I deserve the same care, kindness, and attention that I freely give to others. As I've gotten older, I've realized that saying yes all the time wasn't making me happy, rather, it was draining me. I was always eager to be there for everyone, but I didn't want to disappoint anyone, so I filled my days to the brim, constantly rushing from one commitment to the next. However, the cost was terrible. I had no time to breathe, no time to rest, and no time for myself. Is one of the most empowering things I can do for myself. It's not about being selfish, rather, it's about being mindful of my time, energy, and well-being. Now that I'm selective about what I commit to, I ask myself if it aligns with my values and if it makes me happy. If not, I don't hesitate to decline the invitation, request, or even the person who might be depleting my energy. Let me tell you, this has been one of the most liberating changes I've ever made. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please leave a comment. There is a quiet power in choosing what to say yes to and protecting your time and energy. I found more balance, more peace, and more time to nurture the relationships and activities that bring meaning to my life. Do you ever find it difficult to say no? By saying no to things that don't serve me, I've made room in my life for what truly matters. I no longer feel the pressure to please everyone and instead focus on the commitments that bring me genuine happiness and fulfillment. For me, learning to say no has been a game changer because it has given me the gift of time to rest, reflect, and focus on what's truly important. By letting go of the need to overcommit, I've reclaimed my energy. You find yourself overcommitting even when it leaves you feeling exhausted. Imagine how free it would be to choose only the commitments that truly serve you. What is one thing you've agreed to that is consuming your energy? How would it feel to say no the next time an unwanted request comes your way? Found greater happiness and fulfillment in the commitments I made. Saying no is not a rejection of others, rather, it is an affirmation of who you are. 6. Ending unhealthy relationships is important because they shape who we are and how we see the world, but not all relationships are made equal. For years, I held on to relationships with people who didn't respect me or who brought negativity into my life because I felt obligated to do so, whether they were friends, co-workers, or even family. Even though I knew deep down that these relationships weren't helping me, I couldn't let them go because I didn't want to disappoint anyone and I was afraid of being alone. However, something inside of me changed when I turned 70 and I realized that life is far too short to waste on people who don't make you happy. Time is valuable, and spending it with people who don't make you happy, peaceful, or positive is not only draining, but it's also harmful to let go of them. While ending unhealthy relationships wasn't easy and came with its share of guilt and it was also one of the most liberating and necessary things I've ever done for myself. I didn't do it out of malice or bitterness. Instead, I just decided to put my health first and started concentrating on people who truly cared about me, supported me, and fostered my development. I looked for relationships that were mutually beneficial, nurturing, and enriching, and what I discovered was nothing short of life-changing. What might happen if you focused on people who lift you rather than those who bring you down? Imagine how much lighter and happier you would feel if you chose to spend your time with people who bring you joy and fulfillment. The weight of negativity lifted, and I felt a profound sense of peace I had never known before. I was finally surrounded by people who made me feel valued, respected, and loved. Do you have people in your life who drain your energy? Perhaps you've been holding on to relationships that you know deep down aren't serving you. It's difficult, but it's a powerful act of self-love to end an unhealthy relationship. It's not about severing ties with people out of anger, rather, it's about choosing to cultivate the relationships that bring joy, love, and support into your life. Since making the change, my life has been full of deeper, more meaningful connections, and I've never felt more at peace. Sometimes the best gift you can give yourself is the freedom to leave things that no longer serve you. For too long, I put my health first. It was easy to put my health on the back burner because I was convinced that there were always more important things to take care of, like work, family, and endless responsibilities. However, when I turned 70, I had a realization that I could no longer afford to ignore my health, and I started to realize that without it, even the most basic pleasures in life, like playing with my grandchildren, going for a walk in the outdoors, or simply waking up pain-free, could slip through my fingers. Overnight change, but I started with small, manageable changes. I started walking every morning, not as a core exercise but as a way to re-establish a connection with myself and the world around me. I replaced processed foods with healthier, fresher options, which nourished my body in ways I hadn't before. Perhaps most importantly, I set aside time for meditation and stillness, which has greatly improved my mental and emotional well-being. These small changes weren't just about making my physical health better, they were a gateway to more emotional balance, clearer thinking, and a general sense of well-being that I had long disregarded. It's been said that health is wealth, and I now know that success or achievement can buy back the feeling of waking up every day feeling strong, capable, and mentally clear. The best part is that it's never too late to start. No matter where you are in life, even the smallest step toward better health can have a ripple effect that changes everything. How often do you find yourself putting your health first? What if, for a brief moment, you changed your focus and prioritized your well-being? Just think of the impact that even the smallest change, like going for a daily walk, eating a healthier diet, or spending a few minutes in quiet meditation, could have on your life. How might it alter how you feel, move, and perceive the world? For me, putting my health first has been nothing short of revolutionary. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better, and if I can do it at 70, I genuinely think anyone can. He tackles procrastination on personal goals. Time is funny, it seems endless when we're young, but before we know it, years have passed. For a large portion of my life, I fell into the trap of thinking that there would always be tomorrow, always later, to pursue my dreams. I was busy with the demands of daily life, constantly telling myself that there would be time later to focus on myself and my passions and goals in private. Tucked away, but when I turned 70, I had a sobering realization that later isn't guaranteed. That wake-up call forced me to stop waiting for the elusive perfect moment and to start pursuing the dreams I had put off for far too long. I didn't want to be the person who looked back and regretted not acting sooner, whether it was finishing a book I had started years ago, learning a new skill, or traveling to a place I had always dreamed of. This change has rekindled my passion for life in ways I never would have imagined. Every day feels full of purpose, excitement, and a renewed sense of adventure. I'm no longer living in the sui mindset. Instead, I'm living in the here and now, and it feels amazing. With intention, determination, and most importantly, joy, there is an incredible power in deciding that the perfect time is now. I'm no longer waiting, making excuses, or putting off the things that truly mattered to me. I can tell you from experience that the moment you stop putting off what really matters to you, everything changes. You realize that it's not about having everything figured out or waiting for the stars to align. Have you ever put your dreams on hold, telling yourself that you'll get to them later? What's stopping you from taking that first step today? Imagine how your life might change if you stopped waiting for the right time and started pursuing your personal goals right now. What is one dream that's been lingering in the back of your mind? What's holding you back? Start today and watch your life change. For a long time, I feared change. I dreaded the idea of anything changing or evolving in my life. I clung to what was familiar even though I knew deep down that it wasn't serving me anymore. It's about taking action, no matter how small, and watching as those small steps build into something extraordinary. The perfect time is now, and I promise you that once you start, you'll wonder why you didn't take that leap soon. Certain comfort in the familiar, and I convinced myself that staying in my comfort zone was the easiest and safest course of action, but as the years went by, and especially as I turned 70, I started to see things differently. I realized that change is inevitable whether we like it or not, and more significantly, that change is frequently the key to growth, renewal, and uncovering new facets of ourselves that we were unaware existed. Rather than fighting change, I made the deliberate decision to welcome it with open arms, and what a profound shift that was. Embracing change has given me a sense of freedom and adventure that I never would have imagined at this point in my life. Every change, no matter how small, has become an opportunity to learn, grow, and step into new possibilities. By accepting change, I've opened myself up to so much more than I could have ever imagined. I no longer cling to the past or hold on to what feels safe simply because I no longer see it as something frightening. Instead of being afraid, I approach every change with curiosity, asking myself what new experiences might arise and how I can grow from it. What I discovered is that change has a way of changing us, often in ways we never imagined possible. It has helped me become more connected to who I really am and has given my life a sense of excitement and renewal. What if you stopped being afraid of change and began to see it as an adventure? What if you leaned into the changes that life inevitably brings with an open heart instead of resisting them? Imagine how your life would be different. Might change if you stopped holding on to what was and instead embraced what might be or the changes you've been resisting out of fear. What might happen if you decided to face them head-on with curiosity instead of hesitation? For me, this mentality shift has changed my life. By accepting change instead of fearing it, I've discovered new dimensions of joy, growth, and freedom. So what's stopping you from embracing change? Let it guide you, teach you, and most importantly, lead you to a life full of new experiences. I was no different. I used to sacrifice sleep without a second thought, running on fumes because there was always something that felt more important. However, as I've gotten older, I've come to deeply appreciate how important sleep is. Sleep is one of those things we often overlook when we're younger, thinking we can get by on a few hours here and there, pushing ourselves to stay up late for work, socializing, and mindless distractions. Sleep is essential to my general well-being because I've come to understand that without it, my body, mind, and spirit simply couldn't function at their best. I've learned that sleep is not a luxury, but rather a necessity, and that it's during those hours of rest that our bodies heal, our minds reset, and our spirits recharge. I no longer take sleep for granted. I've made it a cornerstone of my health, putting it above late-night TV, staying up for another hour of work, or aimlessly browsing through my phone. I've developed a bedtime routine that. The difference this change has made is profound. I wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and clear-headed. It's one of the most rewarding changes I've made for myself. I'm no longer dragging through the day trying to function with limited energy. Instead, I wake up with a sense of vitality that allows me to fully embrace life. What could help me wind down and ensure I'm getting the quality rest I need? A warm cup of herbal tea, a good book, or some gentle meditation. Sleep has completely changed the way I live, and I can't stress enough how important it is for mental clarity, emotional balance, and physical health. Are you getting enough sleep? Take a moment to consider how much better you could feel with a little more rest. How might your mood, energy levels, and even productivity improve if you made sleep a priority? What small adjustment to your bedtime routine could help you get the rest you deserve if you are still having trouble sleeping? The simple act of valuing sleep has changed my life. It has taught me to respect my body's needs, honor the importance of rest, and live a full, vibrant life. So tonight, why not try winding down a little earlier, turn off the screens, and let yourself fully rest? Your body, mind, and spirit will thank you for it. If you watch this video and find these lessons useful, please leave 3 comments below to let me know that you are still here with me. Most of us do this without even realizing it. I spent a lot of years of my life subtly evaluating myself against other people, comparing their accomplishments, looks, and lifestyles to mine. It was almost instinctive, as if the only way to feel validated was to see how I stacked up against those around me, whether it was through career success, personal milestones, or even trivial things like physical appearance. However, when I turned 70, everything changed. Came to the realization that comparison as a thief of joy would never bring me happiness, rather, it would only plant seeds of jealousy, discontent, and self-doubt. I stopped searching for approval from others and started focusing on my own journey, realizing that everyone has their own timelines, struggles, and triumphs, and that there is no universal definition of success or happiness. By letting go of the need to compare, I discovered something far more valuable than. The change in perspective was nothing short of transformative. I was no longer burdened by the constant pressure to measure up, and I felt lighter, freer, and more joyful. I realized that the life I've lived is enough, more than enough, it's mine, and it's uniquely beautiful in its own way. I found peace and a deep sense of contentment as I started to appreciate my life for exactly what it is rather than constantly wishing it were different or more like someone else's. What would happen if you stopped comparing yourself to others? Imagine the joy, peace, and contentment you might find if you focused on your journey and the beauty of your unique path. How often do you find yourself comparing your life to someone else's? What might change if you shifted that focus inward and chose instead to celebrate the person you are, the life you've built, and the path why? Oh, Yuri on. For me, letting go of comparisons has been one of the most important things. The moment you catch yourself comparing, take a moment to remind yourself that your journey is your own and that's exactly how it's meant to be. You might just discover that joy and contentment have been waiting for you all along. One of the most liberating decisions I've ever made has been embracing my life flaws, all with a sense of pride and gratitude I didn't know I was capable of. After 70, letting go of these 11 things has embraced a life of greater intention, which has brought me clarity, peace, and an overwhelming sense of freedom for the first time in decades. Living with intention entails making decisions that are consistent with my values and allocating my time and energy in ways that bring me joy. This has been one of the most profound and transformative experiences of my life. Every step away from the old habits, beliefs, and relationships that no longer serve me has allowed me to embrace a life of greater intention. Life after 70 isn't about slowing down, rather, it's about living with more focus, gratitude, and intention than ever before. If you're approaching or have reached your 70s, take note of this. I feel a renewed sense of purpose as I move forward into this next chapter of my life, one that is based on the things that nourish my soul. I no longer waste time on things that hold me back or drain me, instead choosing to spend my days with people who support me and on pursuits that bring me true fulfillment. It's never too late to start embracing your own journey. Aging often carries a narrative of decline, something to resist or fear, but what if we reframe it as an opportunity to embrace who we are not? Living with intention is about choosing a life that brings you peace, joy, and purpose every single day. Is there anything you might need to let go of to live more fully? Are there habits, mindsets, or relationships that are hindering you? The beauty of life after 70 is that you have the wisdom to make these decisions with intention. You can shed the unnecessary and live a life that truly reflects who we are. It's not about changing who you are, it's about becoming more of yourself. Take a moment to reflect on your journey while you have habits or commitments that no longer serve you. Perhaps some relationships have become toxic, or you're still holding on to fears that prevent you from living fully. One of the most potent gifts of aging is the legacy we leave behind, which is not only through our actions but also through the way we live. When we put our well-being first, embrace change, and let go of things that no longer serve us, we set an example for our loved ones, showing them that life doesn't have to be perfect. Try journaling about one thing, no matter how small, that you could release each day to make more room for joy and peace in your life. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? How do you want to be remembered? If you could make one change today, what would it be? What is preventing you from making the first step toward a more intentional life? Beautiful, and that it's never too late to make positive changes. Imagine the impact of living a life filled with intention, joy, and peace, not just for yourself but also for those around you. Your children, grandchildren, friends, and even your community will be inspired by your choices, witnessing the power of personal growth at any age. It's easy to feel alone as we age, especially when life changes like retirement or health issues interrupt our routines. However, finding your community can make all the difference, whether it's through hobbies, volunteering, or just hanging out with friends. Staying connected is a powerful antidote to loneliness. Connect with people who share your interests and who are aware of the particular joys and challenges of this stage of life. Join a book club, go on a walk, or connect online. These connections serve as a reminder that we're never really alone. Have you been considering trying something new? Don't undervalue the power of saying hello or sending an invitation, as these can lead to new experiences and friendships that enhance your life. Living with gratitude and purpose is at the center of all these changes. As we age, it can be easy to concentrate on what we've lost or what has changed, but by changing our perspective. Imagine waking up every day with gratitude for the life you have rather than longing for the life you wish you had. How would that change your perspective? Try beginning or ending your day with a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things you're grateful for. It's not just about saying thank you aloud, it's about living it. Focus on what you have, your health, your relationships, and your experiences, and you'll change the way you experience each day. As you move forward into the next chapter of your life, it's important to keep in mind that this new phase is unwritten, a blank canvas waiting to be painted with your experiences, choices, and the lessons you've learned over the years. Feel thankful for everything, no matter how small, because you might be surprised at how quickly your perspective shifts, bringing unexpected beauty and joy into your everyday life. It's a chance to let go of old habits, relationships, or roles that no longer serve you and to embrace the things that bring you joy, fulfillment, and peace. The beauty of reaching this stage is that the pressures of other people's expectations start to lessen, allowing you to live authentically on your terms. Too often, aging is seen as a conclusion, but what if we saw it as a new beginning? Life after 70 is not a closing chapter, rather, it's a fresh start full of opportunities for growth, discovery, and connection, so you are not. As you turn the page, keep in mind that you have the wisdom, freedom, and power to shape your story in a way that honors who you are and everything you've learned. The narrative is yours to write, and the possibilities are endless. The power of intention means living a life that reflects you. This chapter will be defined not by your past but by how you choose to live each day going forward. How can you make this the most meaningful and fulfilling phase of your life? Realizing that every decision you make has the potential to either move you closer to or further away from fulfillment, it's about making deliberate choices that represent who you are now rather than who you were in the past or what society expects of you. This could entail establishing clearer boundaries, slowing down, or simplifying certain aspects of your life. It could entail reassessing what success means to you, and it could entail realizing that your values now may be different from those of 20, 30, or 40 years ago. As you navigate this new chapter, allow yourself to be authentic. The beauty of living with intention is that it's incredibly personal. There is no right or wrong way to do it as long as it reflects your values. Let go of the need to live up to past versions of yourself or external standards and instead focus on what feels right in this moment. What does living intentionally mean to you? Is it about finding time for hobbies or passions you've always wanted to pursue, finding more peace, or learning something new? Give yourself the chance to live intentionally by taking a few minutes when you wake up to set an intention for the day. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just choosing to be kind to yourself or spending time doing something you enjoy can set the tone for a day full of purpose. Living intentionally means taking charge of how you spend your time, energy, and focus. What is your intention for tomorrow? How can you align your daily actions with the things that are most important to you? Honoring your journey and having the courage to let go is one of the hardest yet most liberating things we can do. It takes a lot of courage to let go of the familiar, even when we know it no longer serves us. Whether it's a toxic relationship, an old habit, or a persistent sense of self-doubt, letting go is an act of self-love that makes room for new, healthier things to take root. When we hold on to things out of comfort or fear, we prevent ourselves from experiencing life to the fullest. As you begin this new chapter, consider the aspects of your life where you feel it might be time to let go of the need for perfection or the fear of change. Letting go isn't about ignoring your past, rather, it's about honoring your journey by creating space for what's ahead. Every time you let go of something that's holding you back, you open yourself up to new possibilities, growth, and deeper fulfillment. Are there any relationships that drain your energy instead of nourishing your spirit? I hope you find more freedom, joy, and peace if you dare to let go of things that no longer serve you. Take a moment to think about one area of your life where you feel stuck and depressed. What is one small thing you could let go of today to move forward more easily? Letting go may be tough at first, but it's one of the most effective ways to honor the person you are becoming. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please leave a comment below to let me know you are still with me. As we age, it's easy to focus on what's next and what we still need to do, but it's equally important to take a moment to celebrate your progress and recognize the little victories along the way. Every little step you take toward living more intentionally, letting go, or accepting change is a victory worth acknowledging. Too often, we focus on the destination, forgetting that life happens on the journey, where your life is defined by the little everyday moments rather than just the big ones. It's easy to lose sight of the progress we've made when we're always focused on the future, but taking the time to celebrate these victories builds momentum and reminds us of our strength. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect on that. Decisions that shape your path include taking the time to acknowledge your progress, no matter how small it may seem, choosing to live with intention, choosing peace over worry, and nurturing relationships. Celebrate your progress and not just the destination. This is a powerful way to stay connected to the present and to keep moving forward with purpose. The best is yet to come. As you look toward the future, remember that sometimes the smallest victories are the most meaningful. For example, you may have set a boundary that served your needs, or you may have made time for something that makes you happy. Something you did well doesn't have to be a monumental achievement. The best is yet to come, not because life will be perfect, but because you have the ability to live intentionally, joyfully, and with purpose. Every day is a fresh start, an opportunity to approach life with curiosity, compassion, and an open heart. This chapter is not about slowing down or settling down, but rather about embracing the freedom, wisdom, and experience that come with age. You've lived a full life, and now you have the chance to shape your future in a way that reflects everything you've learned along the way. Wherever you are in your journey, you have the power to shape your future. Every decision you make, action you take, and intention you set is a step toward the life you want to live. Trust in the beauty of your unique journey and never stop believing. Imagine what your life could look like if you embraced every day as an opportunity to live more fully, more authentically. What if your best days are still ahead of you? What if every morning brings with it the possibility of growth, connection, and new experiences? At the end of this journey together, take a moment to think back on everything we've covered. What have you learned so far? Perhaps it's the value of living intentionally, letting go of things that no longer serve you, or appreciating the beauty of every new chapter in life. The best is yet to come. You are the author of your own story, and every day is an opportunity to write a new chapter, one full of gratitude, purpose, and joy. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below and remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support means the world to us, and we look forward to providing you with more content that inspires growth, joy, and purpose. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and we'll see you in the next video.